Today's video, we will be designing a character, but I have no creative control whatsoever. First of all, I need a binder clip because this just keeps popping open. Let's see if we can do something about that. So this original concept was actually done by Drawing with Waffles in her video. I will link to it down below in the description if you want to go see it. But I decided to make my own graphics instead of taking hers. I didn't feel like that was right. So I made my own. One thing I did take away from her video is not to use slide poles because that way I wouldn't be able to share the results. So I'm just using regular 2-part poles. Let's see the results. So we have 78-92. The last 2 votes were from me and my sister. So my sister on one of my accounts and then me on another one. So the very first option was boy and girl. It's quite the uneven split. I'm drawing a girl, okay. So first off, we actually have girl. So let's sketch out a girl. It's not going to be accurately proportioned. And also it's going to change because I have options later on that is going to change it. So we've got girl. Not only is this video inspired by Drawing with Waffles, but I've actually started kind of taking on her sketching style as well because I really like the way she lays out her page. So the next one is human or not human. So let's see. So we have 123 votes for not human versus 51. So she's not human. Okay, I can do that. I wonder what she could be. I'm wondering what she could be. Whether she's like an elf. She could be anything. I'm not entirely sure what she could be. So she's not human. Okay, let's do a little nose. For those wondering how I got my lead like this, I sharpened it with a craft knife. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what her hair looks like, so I'm just leaving her bald at the moment. It just saves aggravation. Okay. Oh, but she also could be like unicorn. I don't really draw very many unicorn girls. She could be a dragon or a mermaid or a bird, or there's so many different options in my OC universe that I could go for. Oh, it's so difficult. Oh, I might make her a bird actually because I think that would be really, really cool. So let's just sketch out a little figure. So a lot of my bird characters at the moment, they sprout wings from their back, but I kind of like the idea that she would be one to sprout wings from her arms. I know it's been done in other types of media, but I think it'd be a really, really cool technique to do. I think I have drawn it before, but it was for like a university or college project, so it wasn't for anything personal. The only thing is though, I kind of like drawing arms and hands. I might just draw wings from the back. I know that sounds like a giant cop-out. Oh, I might do a final illustration that actually has arm wings and another final illustration that doesn't. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how much time I have. So the next one is light or dark skin. And she has dark skin. Okay. I think I know why people wanted me to do a dark skin character, because I don't really have many dark skin characters. I am trying to change that at the moment. Because I have a whole entire OC universe, there is more dark skin characters now because they diversify my world a lot more, and I was planning to do that anyway. It's just lighter skin characters are just easier to colour with my Copics and my watercolour and just everything in general, because that's what I'm used to colouring. It's good that people want me to draw more of those characters because I think it would be interesting, basically taking me out of my comfort zone. The next one is slimmer or heavier. That's pretty close. There's 12 votes in it. Okay. I know my sister voted for slimmer because she told me afterwards. Heavier. Okay. So when creating a heavier character, you have to think more so about the shapes that you're using. So to do the top part of the body, I tend to do a triangle where the neck is and where the shoulder is. So chubbier characters, or just chubbier people like me, have much more broader shoulders. Since I've been losing weight, which I've mentioned in a few videos at the moment, my shoulders have actually shrunk by a lot. So I know what it's like. Do I want to go like really, really heavy, or do I want to just like do medium amount of like a heavy built character? Would she be heavily built, or would she be just pure fat like me? I'm roasting myself here. I know I keep mentioning myself, but like I do identify as a heavier person, and I will say that I have quite the round face and it does not help me. So I'm just going to give this character a round face. I bet this character is just going to end up looking like Rosanna, because I have a character that's kind of like based on my, well, slightly slimmer than my body type, but pretty close to my body type, to be honest. Okay. I think I've drawn this too close to the edge, so I can't actually fit any details in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, this is just something I'm trying out, like maybe like this triangle, like not triangle, more like a tear shape. To do the pelvis, I always do like this triangle shape anyway. I think we'll come back to the non-human element in a little bit, just when I've built up a strong enough base. This is going to go over more than one page, I can feel it. I should have done hair next, but I'm just skipping forward a few poles so we can add some hair, because it looks a little odd without hair. So a lot of people wanted to see long hair, 100 long and 73 short. And while we're at it, let's actually see whether she would have straight or curly, and the answer is curly by a lot. That's 132 to 40. Oh, it's curly. So she's gonna have long curly hair. What kind of curls are we talking about? Because we could have bushy, like bushy curls, which I think could look cute. I don't want her hairstyle to look too much like Loki, because Loki has really long curly hair. Obviously, it's not going to be the same colour. At least not in my mind, it's not going to be the same colour. So it's going to be long curly hair. So let's do another headshot. So this time I'm just doing like a profile sketch. I apologise for my atrociously messy sketching. Hopefully you can understand all this mess. I like to call my sketching chicken scratch because not a lot of people can like understand it until I actually clean it up a bit. That's why with my Inktober stuff, I've had to do the sketch in my sketchbook and then clean it up digitally and then resize it into A5 to fit my Inktober sketchbook. So I really want like bushy curls. Loki's got very defined curls, whereas I think she's gonna have pretty bushy hair. Coming back to the non-human element, I think I might mix it up. So I like mix up some of the races that she is. So maybe she is like a unicorn character. And instead of her having pointed ears, I feel like she should have, maybe she should have like horse ears. I don't know. I just had a thought. I have fawn characters. So in my OC universe, this is a little bit information for you guys, especially for those who really want more information about my OC universe. There is this forest of fawns called Farley, and I think that this character could be a really good fit. Oh my god. Oh, this has changed everything. Yes. So originally I was actually thinking maybe this character could fit in my character universe. With actually giving them a place to be, I think she probably could fit in Farley. Oh my god, yes. She's gonna have antlers. Like an antler girl. I think the last time I did an antler kind of girl, it was in a couple of sketchbooks ago. I don't think it was in my last sketchbook, but the one before that. I'm not drawing accurate things. Oh, these antlers look awful. Oh well, it's something to flesh out in the next few pages. Oh my god, this one looks awful. This headshot looks awful. Ugh. Let's put a cross over that. Yuck. I've had to turn over to a new page just so I know what I'm dealing with. Okay, so we know right now that she is quite a big, so I'm just sketching out a body base for her, because we've now changed everything we know about this character. She's now a fawn, so let's actually give her, so there's that fawn body we were talking about. Also, I'm left-handed, look what I did. This is why I shouldn't be trusted, but I naturally drift left to right rather than right to left, so I'm going to encounter this problem every time anyway, so please nobody correct me down in the comments. Okay, and now let's do a hairstyle. She could be based off a reindeer. So let's just quickly check. It's actually cold climate. Oh, that throws out Farley as a place that she could live. However, I have been thinking about adding an ice kingdom for the longest time into my OC universe, and she would fit quite well as like a reindeer girl. There could be like a separate tribe of fawns, of reindeer based fawns, which I think could be an interesting idea. So her antlers would actually stick up a lot. I don't think I've done enough room for this either. Oh, I can't win. Also, she has antlers coming out the front as well. I think if I had more space, I could make them look like better antlers. Also, I'm going to do these ears because I think they're cute. Oh my god. Yes. I completely deviated from the hair, but I just realised I needed to fit it around the antlers, so I needed to draw the antlers first. So, let's do that. I'm going to add freckles because deers have, like, some deer have spots, and I really like the idea of her having freckles because I think it'd be cute. I really think the bushy curls would suit, like, outdoor wilderness kind of hair. It said long hair. I think anything past shoulder length type hair would actually be classed as like long hair. She's already looking adorable. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it should be edgy or innocent, because I feel like the innocent would work because she already looks innocent enough. But edgy could just add another dimension to this character. Looks really, really cute. So she's going to be edgy and feminine. And she's going to live in a cold climate. Okay. So with reindeer antlers, they kind of go a little bit like this. So they kind of split off into branches almost. So you kind of have two separate branches of antlers. I think for her, just to make it a little bit more even, we're just going to have like a third little branch in the middle. That way it doesn't look as odd. So going back to this drawing, let's put in the ears. And this is why my sketchbook looks like trash, because it looks like chicken scratch. So let's actually do some clothes. I'm actually going to use this model just to like try and design some clothing for her. So she has edgy, so she's edgy and feminine. Okay, so I think the feminine part should come from like accentuating curves and stuff, maybe. So I'm not entirely sure what to go for. I actually have some edgy dark skin characters already, but they're from Cinderash in a hot climate, so this is completely the opposite. Oh, and it's a cold climate as well, I forgot. With me talking about Cinderash, I kind of forgot that I have to design her for a cold climate. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is hard. Oh, this is gonna be really difficult. Oh, because she's got like fluffy hair, I don't really want too much going on around her neckline. I think it'd be way too much. Maybe we can do like a scarf. Okay, let's actually clean up some of the sketch so I can actually sketch on top of it. I know what I could do for the legs. I could have leg warmers that are actually kind of like arm cuffs. Okay, so the hair is dyed. I don't know what colour to do the hair, but dyed hair can be edgy, can't it? Like, especially if it's black. Like, say if she dyed her hair black and another colour, or she dyed her hair like two-toned kind of thing. I think that would be interesting. Oh, tattoos, that could actually add to the edginess. And so could piercing. I'm not saying that tattoos and piercings are inherently edgy, or at least in a character design they make it more edgy looking. I'm just digging myself a bigger hole at this point. I'm not trying to offend anybody, I promise. I don't know what her tattoos would look like. We're not even finished with the clothing yet, and we're already on to piercing and tattoos. I get really distracted. I'm like, oh, I could do this and this and this and this and this. This is basically my rundown of how I character design. I just get constantly distracted by everything I need to do. So I think with her ear should be pierced, because that is definitely something I would want this character to have. Maybe she's got like an ear loop. I think she does have like a stud piercing as well, maybe. And when I mean deers having loops over their ears, I mean the tags, because some have tags in their ears. I think that's a good place to put a loop there or something. You know, in the last video when I drew Kenji, I really liked his nose ring. I thought it was really cute. I think I'm going to give her a nose ring. There is this jumper on Pinterest where there is actually this kind of design on the side, which I think is really, really cool, and I think could really work out well. If you want clean sketches, go somewhere else, because it's not here. You know what? I'm actually not a fan of how that covers up her midsection. Editing Zoe here. Because this is taking so long, I thought I would fast forward through designing the clothes, because it's usually the thing that takes the longest for me. So I'm sorry if you wanted to see that. Maybe in the future I might do a video on that. I'd comment down below saying you want that, if you do. I don't know if you do or not. A lot of this speeded up section is basically just me drawing something down and then erasing it, and then drawing it again and then erasing it, because I just don't like what I'm doing, and I just end up designing it in the final piece anyway. It's usually what I tend to do. I don't know about you guys, but I am an incredibly indecisive person. Now, something that I've shown before is that she is going to have dyed hair. However, I kind of am feeling the natural vibes from her more so. So I think instead of like a fully dyed head, I feel like it would be dip dyed, maybe. I'm thinking a dark brown to maybe a blonde kind of colour. I tried to do it with my watercolour brush pens here, but you can see that it didn't really work very well, so it's probably something I'm going to have to do with my markers or my watercolour. Something else is that she will have tattoos. I'm not entirely sure what tattoos to give her. Now, I've already worked out an area for her tattoos, which is on her leg right here, but I'm not sure exactly what tattoos to give her. Now, I'm kind of thinking a rose like I did here, and with thorns maybe. She is going to have like freckles and spots, like natural fur spots. So that can kind of add to the tattoo, I think. So maybe like a rose. I know a rose is kind of like, oh, that's a bit generic for a tattoo, but it's all I can come up with on such short notice. And I feel like it just suits the style of the character almost. So the thorns are kind of like an infinity sign behind the rose, so it's kind of like a hidden infinity sign. I think that would look cool. So infinity sign is literally just the figure 8. So infinity sign is behind the rose, and the infinity sign would have thorns on it. I'm pretty sure this would have some sort of meaning, because it feels like it would be the kind of thing to have a meaning. If I was ever a person to get tattoos, which I'm not a tattoo kind of person because I'm scared of needles, why the hell would I get one myself? But it's probably something I would get for a meaning rather than anything else. I think with her natural fur spots, I think it'd be really nice just to have a simple decal, and I think that would look pretty nice. So something that is incredibly typical is the fact that I always tend to go with the first idea. Even if I draw more than one idea, I usually tend to go with the first one. And that's something that I did in university as well, which made me think, why am I wasting my time sketching out these other ideas when I know I'm going to go for the first one that I draw anyway? What is the point? But the point was to do development sketches and maybe to come up with better ideas than the very first idea. Sketching and development is important, and not always going with the first idea that you go for, but I tend to do that. Let's actually figure out a colour to go for. Now I've got most of my Copics down, but not all of them. As you can see, no more fit inside this box. Part of me wants to do red hair automatically, but I feel like she would look too much like Loki, so I'm gonna try and go for... Ooh. I kind of want to go for a brown and yellow mix, maybe. So I'm gonna have to grab 3 markers. I'm wondering how well these work together. So this is Y21, E35. I think this one's running low, so I might swap it out for an E37. And E57. I could even go darker than that actually. I think I like this colour a lot more because it's kind of like a more muted reddish brown instead of like an orangey brown. Maybe going with something a little less yellow. Yeah, I kind of like that shift. I think that shift would look nice. Maybe go a little bit lighter than E43. I've got an E40 here, and I think that one is definitely the way to go. I think that one works a lot better, but this would be a great shading colour anyway. I think I'm going to go with this kind of colour combination. So now we have all the elements, we can put together this character in a final illustration. Let's do that. So a weird convoluted sketching process later. So when I'm doing some of my traditional drawings, I kind of do this process where I sketch it in my sketchbook really roughly, I photocopy it, and then if I need a little extra room, I tend to just center the sketchbook in the middle of the scanner because my sketchbooks are always smaller, and it gives me a little bit of extra room to play around with. And you can see that I've added the antlers and the bottoms of the boots on top of post-it notes. This is because you can see that there is a grey border around where the sketchbook was scanned, so to make it lighter I just did that. So I wasn't super creative with the pose, but I just wanted to get a feel for how this character would look overall, because I'd sketched individual elements and this was the putting it all together sketch. I'm now going to neaten up this sketch and turn it into a final illustration. Now we're on to the speed paint section, and I actually recorded this part with my other camera angle, so I just decided to use this footage for it. Now I had no idea what colours I wanted to use, so I basically just winged it the entire time. So I would have shown you guys the line work process and I would have filmed it, but how I've been doing my line art really quickly recently is I've just been going in on my light box, just doing the line work. It's really hard to see anything when I do that, so I decided just to cut that part out because it was pointless. And also the video is long enough, as you can see. If you've got to this point, well, thank you for watching. It's amazing that you're still here. I was intending for this to be at least just a 20-minute video, but this turned into so much more. So this was a video that was kind of difficult for me because I'm not used to giving up creative control, especially over characters, and it was so difficult to do that. This is why this video's title and thumbnail are the way they are, because that is my emotion, just giving away any sort of creative control. But it was a lot of fun. I would recommend it to other people because it definitely takes you out of your comfort zone and you create something that you never thought you could, or something you never thought you would. To the people who wanted this video to be shorter, I do apologise. It was intending to be about 15-20 minutes, but it just went on for way longer, especially with the amount of time it took to figure out things and the amount of time I spent sketching. It just goes to show that a lot of development goes into character design and it's not just one final illustration. To stop myself freaking out, I just gave myself the ability to control the age and to control the backstory. Now, I'd love some suggestions about her backstory. That would be awesome. As well as a name as well, because I don't know what kind of name to give her. Maybe you guys would have some better suggestions than what I can come up with. And it kind of brings my two audiences together and this video full circle, because I started with Instagram polls in my Instagram stories and I'm finishing with suggestions in my YouTube comment section. Also, on a quick note, I would like to say if you have any video idea suggestions, that would be amazing, because I want to know what you guys would like to see from this channel in the future, and having your guys' input would be really helpful. So just before I show the final illustration, let's show the sketchbook pages which led up to creating the character. And you can see how this base sketch led to this, and how this led to this. So this character does not have a name at the moment, and if you have any suggestions down in the comments, I would love to hear it, because I really do think that she would make a really cool addition to my OC universe. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this character follows all of the prompts. I did it as best as I could. So if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe if you're new. Also, subscribing with notifications on gives you a notification for every single time that I post a video and live stream. I hopefully will be live streaming more. I keep saying that, but I at least want to start live streaming once a week again. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!